Before we start, first thing off, this is not going to be anything concerning medical about the beer virus or anything of that nature. This is basically a discussion on how you should not disrespect your customers, your fans, all of the above, no matter what it's about. And the thing is, and we've seen this from Hollywood. We're seeing it from Broadway. We are seeing it on television. There are those that are out there that are very disrespectful. Entertainers are here to entertain. Stop spewing your politics. If you want to talk about politics, there's a time and a place for that. If you got a problem with the situation, there's a time and a place for that. Don't yell at the customer. Don't yell at the fan. Don't, scream at them at all. I mean, if they're bothering you while you're eating, that's a different story. That's a total different story in itself. But what happened on Broadway the other night was very disrespectful. And I'm talking about the situation with Patti Lupone, who is on the reboot or redo of Company. And, supposedly it's a good show. It's a good show. Not my jest, and I've been to many Broadway shows. I've been to operas. I'm a very well-rounded person when it comes to my entertainment, even though I am round. But the thing about it is, I understand that we're going through situations, with the beer situation and all that. But you can't sit there with a Q&A and start yelling at people in the audience because they may have taken that. They've been sitting there with, say, their mask on for hours, for about maybe 90 minutes, 2 hours, however long this play is. And they may have tipped it down a little bit just to get a little air. And for you to yell at somebody for that, that's just wrong. I'm just going to read a little bit of this into there. This is out of the New York Post. Patti Lupone doubled down after the F-word mass tirade after Broadway backs her up. She's in good company. Broadway bigwigs are backing Patti Lupone after she was caught on camera slamming Maskless Theater on Tuesday nights. The stage icon 73 hollered at a barefaced patron. I didn't hear it was barefaced. I heard that they had the mask. It was taken down just a little bit. Following a performance of her hit musical Company with a foul-mouthed footage subsequently going viral on social media. The explosive incident divided the internet, with some pundits claiming the veteran performer was rude, vulgar, and disrespectful. And yes, she was. Yes, she was. But on Wednesday, Lupone doubled down and was supported by her play's producers. In a tweet shared by Company's official page, the production shared a GIF showing Lupone gesturing to her face while she mouthed the words, "Wear a mask." The Broadway League of Representative Owners of 41 Broadway venues requires all patrons to wear face covering at the shows. The policy will be revised next month. Yeah, and I think it's going away. Meanwhile, in a subsequent statement, the musical's lead producer, Chris Harper, said the entire production stands with the star. Over the course of her storied career, Patti has always had an unshakable bond with the audience, and she takes her roles serious as her own, Harper stated to Deadline. She's also a fierce advocate for the entire theater workforce. We stand with Patti in supporting her efforts to keep our entire community, from patrons to ushers, cast to stage crew, safe and healthy so we can keep Broadway open, he added. Lupone's tirade comes during a talkback session held after the performer of Company on Tuesday night. Put your and see, here it is. Put your mask over your nose. He didn't have it all the way down. That's why you're in a theater, Lupone said, could be here lecturing a barefaced patron in a now viral video post. Whether he had it completely off or on the situation, the two-time Tony winner who battled the beer virus in February, Subscription blasted, that is the rule. If you don't want to follow the rule, get the F out. The audience was heard erupting in cheers as Lupone continues. Who do you think you are that you do not respect people that are sitting around you? But the maskless woman in the audience wasn't taking Lupone's dress down lightly and could be hearing, I pay your salary. She goes, bullshit, Chris Harper does. No, actually, if it wasn't on there, you might have gotten paid in advance, but the thing about it is, ticket sales puts up your salary. The Broadway icon raged in response. What do you think? You know, and I say, where do you get the money from? Representative for Lupone declined the Post's request for comment. Meanwhile, it isn't the first time Lupone has let her temper get the better of her while on stage, beginning with the infamous tongue lashing she gave a photo snapping patron in 2009 at the performance of Sondheim's Gypsy. In 2015, Lupone walked up to a textile theater owner partway through a performance of the play Show's Days and snatched the cell phone out of their hands, excuse me. The stage legend subsequently told Paybill, we're working hard on stage to create a world that's being totally destroyed by a few rude, self-absorbed, and inconsiderate audience members who are controlled by their phones. Lupone developed a reputation on Broadway as a Broadway diva over the decades, even threatening to quit the 2002 comedy Noises Off after throwing a hissy fit. In 1994, she was famously fired by Andrew Lloyd Webber from his production of Sunset Boulevard. Lupone subsequently sued Webber for $1 million and used the funds to build a swimming pool at her Connecticut estate. You know, if you look at the video, what's missing out of that video? What is missing out of that video? She's saying, well, you got to have the mask. You have to have the masks. Well, she's not wearing a mask. No one on that stage is wearing a mask. Rules for thee, not for me. This is the situation. This is what happens when you see a lot of these Broadway Hollywood elites that think that their shit don't stink. And look to the perspective that they have to do what we tell them. Let me tell you something. We are your customer. We are your fans. Don't disrespect your customers or your fans, because they're going to move away like in droves. Understand, people talk and they tell their friends, oh, how was the Broadway show? It was okay until Patti came out and started yelling at people in the audience. Guess what that puts in the minds of other people? And they said, maybe I shouldn't go see this play. Maybe I shouldn't go see it. Maybe I shouldn't spend my money on Broadway because I do not want to lecture. I'm there to be entertained. I'm not there to be lectured by you. If you have a problem with an audience member that basically does have a mask off, wait till the show is over, go to the theater people who run the theater and tell them nicely, listen, I saw someone in the audience, they didn't have their mask on. Could you please enforce the rule? That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. All you're doing here is trying to grab points left and right to see that you're the arbiter of truth. But you're not. You're not. You're criticizing people when it's not your job. It's not your job to do that. It's the theater job to do that. It's the theater's security force job to do that. It is not your job. Your job is to entertain the crowds that are in there. They are there to be entertained, once again, not to be preached. They're excited to be there to see a Broadway show. Some of them, they haven't seen one in well over a year. Now, I don't know who this person was or anything like that. The person could have a breathing problem, may have taken it down a moment to breathe. It was, 90 minutes, 2 hours, keeping the mask on. That's a good amount of time, with a lack of oxygen. Those masks do not produce oxygen. You need to breathe. Every once in a while, I've taken my mask down a little bit below my nose to breathe. Some of those masks, they hold back oxygen. Not at a good rate. And you see people on there. And people with breathing issues and stuff like that, You know, you don't know. You don't know the person's medical health. The same way I don't know Patty's medical health issues. That's why I say just let it go and go see the theater owners. It is their responsibility, not yours. So we'll see what happens next. Because I would not be surprised if ticket sales drop drastically. Because I've gotten tired of this shit where you go to a supermarket, people are yelling at you for not wearing a mask, or for being down the street not wearing a mask. You know, not your job, not your business. Mind your freaking business. Let people live. God damn it. This is where we get to the point. We're in the 1940s in Germany. You understand? This is what happens. The attitudes and everything like that. You see how people are acting. This is where we're getting to. What's going to be the end game of this? I hope it never happens. I really, truly don't. Because we're in for one hell of a ride.